Well, hello and welcome back. Today, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different, but it's something I've been asked about. And I'm going to be doing a viewer's guide to the Onslaught Legends Series, which is an upcoming tournament league style event that is coming over the next month. So, what is OLS, Onslaught Legends Series? Well, it's going to be happening in the Onslaught 7v7 mode, if that was not already the obvious. And it's basically going to be a selection of the highest ranked, of the best performing teams in Onslaught currently that made their way through various different qualifiers, collected enough points, and they've basically been put into this league series style competition. So, what are those teams? I'll show you now. We've got 8 teams in total. Some familiar names, as you may already know, any of you which have watched any of the Twitch streams or any of the Onslaught competitive game mode, you will know some of these names. If you don't recognize some of these team names, you'll definitely recognize some of the player names. So, starting off with the first team, Cashback. Cashback are a full Ukrainian team, with their captain being Barbarian. You Ukrainians out there, you will all know Barbarian. And they qualified first place through one of the tournament which allows you to qualify. Then we have Storm, which is almost a full Polish team, with Lukin being the odd one out as a Czech player, but you will definitely recognize some of those names in there, namely Mineros, DJ, players which played in the WCI in China last year in November. Some finalists / winners from that team. Then we have Hit and Run, which is once again almost a full Polish team, and this will be for 1000% the team most of you know most of the players from. Monster, Ketsai, Tisak, Piotr, Panzer Fury, Never. Yeah. Players which are very well known in the competitive scene, but also very well known for their exploits on the competitive scene. So there's Hit and Run. Then we have another Polish team, there's a trend here, called Mafia. And once again, you should recognize some of these players. We have Marcel, Profuse, Baku, Konrad, Kubaz, Ozek. Yeah, some very well-known players in Mafia. Then we have Solyanka, which is, once again, pretty much a full Ukrainian team with one Belarusian player in Siza. You will also recognize players from here, namely Shelby Walk, Vladi, Dreamer. They're kind of pretty well-known players. Then we go on to W, or W, however you want to say it, which is an international team. So we have a mixture of players from across Europe here. Probably the most known players in this team are going to be Got You Baby and Yakifa, both big streamers. Yeah, an international team. Then we have another international team, one which I may be slightly biased towards because my clan commander's in it and people that I play with / gifted. But we have an international team led by Ian. You'll know him, streams just YouTube. And then we have some also well-known players in here like Lynx, Deji, who does EBR races. Then we have a kind of an international team, but mainly a Hungarian team in Conquest, which is led by Danny, as far as I'm aware. But there's some players in here you should know, namely Magic, YOLO, and Danny. So yeah, they are the 8 teams that are going to be featuring in the OLS. So, what are the rewards like? You know, it's a pretty big thing. I'm sure many of you have seen Wargaming's articles on it. They're really pushing OLS. And it's had an interesting way that the audience can participate in contributing to the prize pool. Basically, you can buy some bundles, a style, I think you get some premium time, a bit of gold, and you contribute to the prize pool, which I think is awesome. I think crowdfunding is brilliant for tournaments. It allows the prize pool to be higher without Wargaming have to shell out their own pocket. But the prize pool is going to be pretty S tier. for the Onslaught Legends Series. The first place team, this is in-game prizes. The first game team is going to be taking home 250,000 gold, go between the 9 of them, and 80,000 bonds, all the way down to the teams which finished in 7th and 8th place, taking down 75,000 gold and 15,000 bonds to split between the 9 players. But once again, there is going to be a monetary prize pool for this, with the base value being 20,000 euros, split between the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place teams, I believe. The 5th to 8th place teams, I believe, are not going to have a monetary reward, but that monetary reward is still yet to be decided the exact amount that's going to be, but its base value is 20,000, with the 1st place taking home 50% of that. 2nd place taking home 25%, and then 3rd and 4th place taking home 12.5% respectively. There will also be some rewards for you, the audience, by watching it through Twitch and having your in-game account linked to your Twitch account. You'll be able to collect Twitch drops. We're not quite sure what those Twitch drops are going to be like, but if it follows the trend of past tournaments, there will be effectively, for the big finals, more significant drops, but there should be some continuous drops throughout the event. Likely going to be some form of a token store, so you watch X amount of hours Monday to Friday, then Friday to Sunday, X amount of hours, and you collect yourself some tokens, and you can spend them in an in-game shop and pick yourself up dials, premium time, boosters, decals, stuff like that, which is all good. So you, the audience, get yourself some rewards too. Then finally, who is actually going to be the favourite to win this? Obviously, we have 8 teams here, some more known than others, some a little bit of an unknown. Who actually are the favourites going to be? Well, let's start off with the lesser known teams here. They are going to probably be Literally Clueless and Conquest. They are the kind of, I guess, an unknown entity. Both pretty new teams, both qualified through to the Onslaught Legends Series kind of as the 7th, 8th spot runners. So it's going to be an interesting fight between the Literally Clueless and Conquest for the potentially the lower spots. But you never know. It's competitive. It's a tournament. Surprises can happen along the way. Who are going to be likely our kind of 5th and 6th spot teams? Well, we're probably looking at W being in and around there, Solyanka potentially, potentially Mafia, but it's going to be a very close fight between 4th, 5th, 6th place. It could be pretty much any of these teams here, any of Cashback, Storm, Hit and Run, Mafia, Solyanka, and W. But Literally Clueless and Conquest are kind of the underdogs and could very much spring a surprise. But who is going to be our kind of favourites to win? Who is going to be our tournament favourites? Who am I going to put my money on? For me, my money's going to go on Cashback. Cashback, I feel, have been the best performing team in the qualifiers leading up to it. Cashback are going to be going to China this year. The WCI event happening in China in November, alongside Storm. Storm are going to be the other team in China. So I'm going to put Cashback is my favourite, with Storm coming in 2nd. Hit and Run, many of you will know, won China for WCI last year, but that was a traditional 7v7 event, not an Onslaught 7v7 event. And they've kind of come up short. They haven't qualified for China this year, so the reigning champions have not qualified for China this year. I feel like they're struggling a little bit with team just gelling. It doesn't gel as well as the original team, which has split off, with some players going to Storm, some players going to Mafia. So they have the core is still there with Monster and Piotr, but the players in and around them are slightly different. So I feel like they're probably going to be 3rd, but they could bring a surprise and kind of bring it all together in the actual Legend Series once they play a bit more. But then I kind of feel, yeah, it's going to kind of almost run, I feel, in an order very similarly to how it's displayed on this page. With Cashback, I feel are going to win. Storm 2nd, Hit and Run 3rd, Mafia 4th, but between these two, very interchangeable. Solyanka 5th, and W6th, but once again, very interchangeable. And Literally Clueless 7th and Conquest 8th, but once again, very interchangeable. Well, I hope you enjoyed. Bit different. I've tried to keep it really quite short and sweet for you. But yeah, there is a overall official, unofficial viewer's guide to the Onslaught Legends series coming later this month. If you did enjoy, don't forget to let me down in the comments who your favourites are, who you're going to be cheering for, who you think is going to win. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!